What triggered the most devastating war in human history? Today, we delve into the origins of World War II. The first spark ignited on September 1, 1939, when Germany, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, launched an unprovoked invasion of Poland. This act of aggression was a wake-up call for Britain and France, leading them to declare war on Germany. The global chessboard was rapidly set up, with Germany, Italy, and Japan forming the Axis powers. In opposition, the Allies emerged, led by the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and China, with the United States joining later. The origins of this conflict were not born overnight. They were steeped in a brew of political and territorial tensions, simmering since the aftermath of World War I. The aggressive expansionist policies of the Axis powers were the final ingredient in this dangerous concoction. As aggressive expansionist policies took hold, the world found itself on the brink of a catastrophic conflict. As the war raged on, numerous significant battles would shape its course. Let's start with the Battle of Britain in 1940. This was a significant aerial conflict where the Royal Air Force valiantly defended against relentless German air attacks. The British resilience held firm, and the German Luftwaffe was rebuffed, marking the first major defeat for Hitler's forces. Next, we move to the Eastern Front for the Battle of Stalingrad, from 1942 to 1943. Here, the Soviet Union turned the tide against the German army in a brutal urban warfare. The Soviets' successful defense of Stalingrad, despite heavy losses, marked a vital turning point in the war. In 1944, the Normandy invasion, also known as D-Day, saw a massive Allied amphibious assault on the beaches of France. This marked the beginning of the end for Germany's control in Western Europe, as the Allies began their push towards Berlin. The same year, halfway around the world, the Battle of Midway unfolded. Here, the United States Navy dealt a crushing blow to the Japanese fleet, turning the tides in the Pacific. This decisive naval clash significantly weakened Japan's naval capabilities, marking a crucial turning point in the Pacific War. Finally, we examine the Battle of the Bulge and the Pacific Island hopping campaign. The Battle of the Bulge, fought in the winter of 1944 to 1945, was the last major German offensive on the Western Front. Despite initial successes, the German forces were eventually pushed back, further weakening their hold on Europe. In the Pacific, the island hopping campaign saw the United States strategically seize key islands, gradually closing in on Japan. This strategy effectively cut off Japanese forces, allowing the Allies to gain an advantage in the Pacific theater. These critical engagements marked turning points in the war, leading the Allies closer to victory. The world held its breath as the war reached its climax. The year was 1945, a year that would forever be etched in the annals of history. The relentless battles, the tireless efforts, and the sacrifices of millions were about to bear fruit. The world was on the brink of witnessing the end of World War II. Germany, once the formidable Axis power, found itself cornered. On May 8th, the world heaved a sigh of relief as the Allies accepted Germany's unconditional surrender. This day would come to be known as Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day, marking the end of World War II in Europe. However, the war was far from over. The Pacific theater was still ablaze with conflict. The United States, in a bid to bring the war to a swift conclusion, made a decision that would forever change the course of history. In August of the same year, atomic bombs were dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The devastation was unimaginable, the loss of life, staggering. Faced with such unprecedented destruction, Japan too surrendered unconditionally. On August 15th, Victory over Japan Day, or VJ Day, was declared, marking the end of World War II. But the end of the war was merely the beginning of a new world order. The aftermath of the war saw the establishment of the United Nations, a beacon of hope for a world yearning for peace. The geopolitical chessboard was reset, sparking the onset of the Cold War, a silent battle between the world's new superpowers. Societies around the globe underwent significant changes, evolving in response to the lessons learned from the war. World War II may have ended, but its impact would echo through the decades, shaping the world as we know it today. The war's legacy continues to influence our present, reminding us of the price of peace and the cost of conflict.